Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, and this week's contract tip is another major revision to the Georgia Association of Realtors contracts that is being released May 1st, 2017. So in January of 2017, the GAR Forms Committee made a change to the Community Association disclosure. Caused all kinds of issues and confusion because of the verbiage in the first two paragraphs. So they have substantially changed the Community Association disclosure in the May revision that they did, and these forms will be released and available to you as an agent May 1st. So the first thing that they changed is the title of that form. It is now called Payment of Community Association Fees and Disclosures. So that's the first thing, is they gave it a new name. The other thing that they changed is they took out those first two paragraphs and they added a subsection. So it is under section 4, paragraph C. And section 4 is fees to be paid to the association. And under subsection C, where it says transfer and initiation fees, select all fees which apply. And again, it is the seller that is to complete this form. The sections not checked shall not be part of this agreement. And then it has buyer will need to pay the following fees at closing as part of moving into the community. Initiation fee, and there's a fill in the blank and check boxes next to all these. Initiation fee, transfer fee, new account fee, move-in fee, fee to transfer common area keys, gate openers, fobs, etc., and other. Collectively transfer and initiation fees. So there's check boxes for everything that applies, and then there are fill in the blanks for the actual dollar amount. So they also added this paragraph underneath all of those fees. If any of the transfer and initiation fees set forth above increase from what is either A, initially disclosed to the buyer above, or B, is subsequently disclosed in a notice given from the seller to the buyer not later than 3 days prior to the end of any due diligence period agreed upon in the contract, or if any transfer and initiation fees are not disclosed at all, then all such increases or undisclosed transfer and initiation fees shall be paid by the seller. So that's a pretty major change. It is definitely more specific than it was in the January revision. So you listing agents, make sure that if you receive an offer from a buyer and this form is not included, if you had not made it available to a buyer's agent, make sure that you counter back on behalf of the seller disclosing these fees so that all parties are disclosed and the buyer's aware of what fees are required to move into the property. You buyer's agents, if you know there's a homeowners association, which you need to check that out, if you do not have this form when you're creating the offer, you need to contact the listing agent and request it, or definitely request it prior to going binding with that party to make sure that the buyer and the seller are aware of all the required fees and it is disclosed as to who is responsible for what fee. And basically the GAR Forms Committee states that the biggest change in the form are the fees associated, again, with obtaining association account statement or clearance letters as paid by the seller, since those fees are an expense that are necessary for the seller to provide good and marketable title to the property. So that's their rationale for changing it. It is definitely way more specific than the prior version in January of 2017. So take a look at that. Again, it is GAR Form F123, Payment of Community Association Fees and Disclosure Exhibit. Thank you so much for watching. Again, Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education. And my name tag is on right side up this time.